Hello everyone, my name is Kong Fanrui. The topic of my presentation is using digital storytelling to improve primary school students' writing skills. First, what is the digital storytelling? The concept of digital storytelling was initially introduced at the Center for Digital Storytelling in California by Joe Lambert. Digital storytelling is the combination of multimedia, such as images, audio, video, and web publishing, and storytelling to enrich the spoken and written expression to present stories digitally, not orally to others. Digital documentaries, digital essays, computer-based narratives, interactive storytelling, and electronic memoirs as some other terms used interchangeably for digital storytelling. It can be simply defined as sharing one's story through multiple medias of imagery, text, voice, sound, music, video, and animation. According to the Digital Storytelling Association in 2002, digital storytelling has been called a new variation to storytelling, and in 2010, it adds modern expression to the ancient forms of storytelling. For a long time, people conveyed their wisdom, values, and knowledge through narrating stories, while new technologies have now facilitated presenting and watching stories on both silver and computer screens. Meadows in 2003 further digital storytelling gives every individual the opportunity to share their unique experiences with others and create a social community through telling their personal stories. And the reasons for choosing digital storytelling, I will analyze it from the perspective of traditional teaching and digital storytelling teaching. With the development of global economy, English has gradually become the most basic language skill. At the same time, with the popularization of network, the writing ability is also updated with the development of various digital media. Traditional English teaching method refers to the teaching method that teachers can help students master a lot of knowledge through systematic explanation, and its form is relatively simple. It causes that students are not interested in learning and they can't improve their writing skills. For ASL learners, it is difficult to learn English. Although people are increasingly aware of the importance of cultivating students' writing ability, it is still difficult to improve their English writing ability. Nowadays, many novel digital media production have come into being. Digital storytelling is a newer field of study for literacy researchers within the realm of online popular culture, and it is a method that integrates pictures, songs, language, and emotions. It combines traditional storytelling art with modern science and technology. On the basis of returning the original story features, modern media elements are added to traditional storytelling, which makes the connection of story plots more vivid and expressive, thus attracting learners' interest and attention in a relatively short time. Therefore, digital storytelling has the characteristics of both traditional story sharing and modern media interest and vividness. Um, and the strengths and weakness of digital storytelling. The use of digital storytelling as a teacher approach can help primary school children enhance their writing abilities. According to several research, digital storytelling has a lot of advantages. To begin with, the students' desire to participate in writing activities rose as a result of the digital storytelling practice. Second, the students in their group became role models for one another and collaborated on writing skills, methods, and new literacy abilities. Finally, the current study found that digital storytelling improved the students' writing quality by improving their ideas, organization, word choice, sentence fluency, and conventions. From the research of Dogen and Robin in 2008, in terms of barriers, time issues was reported as the biggest barrier by both teachers convened after the training and teachers who used digital storytelling in the classroom. Another major problem was access to technology. First, ongoing precise and continuing technical support. One of the barriers reported by the teachers plays an important role in the teachers' implementation of new technology tools into their instruction. Second, another aspect of the challenges with time includes not having enough time to practice digital storytelling in the classroom because of the time spent on the preparations for state assessments. In the current statewide assessment derived educational system, time issues in general would be one of the biggest challenges for teachers, who have unfortunately very little control over this reality. And how can teachers and the researchers capitalize on the strengths and limited on the weaknesses of digital storytelling? Teachers can use digital storytelling to design more interesting and vivid classroom activities, and then they also can increase group cooperation and design more problems that can only be solved based on group cooperation. And for the weaknesses, first, teachers should be given enough time to explore and practice use of digital storytelling in the classroom after being properly trained. To overcome the shortage of time, schools can organize teachers to hold weekly teaching seminars to share their teaching experience and resources. Teachers can learn from each other and save time in preparing lessons. Second, the availability of quality technical and instructional support for teachers is considered a requirement for the successful integration of technology into the classroom. The government and the schools should attach importance to this part of education, provide adequate equipment support for teachers. In order to know the procedures of using digital storytelling to improve primary school students' writing skills, I will demonstrate the procedures of digital storytelling method from this study called the Research on the Application of Digital Storytelling in Children's English Teaching by Liu Yufeng in 2006. The author mentioned that before learning digital story narration, first introduce the concept, making method and the process of digital storytelling with cases so that students can better understand the related content of digital story narration and master the process of making digital story narration with PowerPoint. In the process of digital story making, first step is teaching a teacher-student collaboration. Choose the story theme. The use of digital stories in English teaching is to promote students better learning English knowledge. Therefore, when choosing story themes, teachers should also take into account the age characteristics, learning style, and existing English level of students, and ensure that the selected story themes are closely related to students' learning life. Second step, collaborating in groups to collect digital story materials. Teachers divide all students in the class into groups, ensure that everyone has a learning task. In the process of making works, all members of the class should participate. After the division group chooses the story theme, students should inquire about the test pictures, songs, and other related materials through the library or the internet, so as to make full preparations for better making digital story narrative works. And the third step, designing digital stories. After that, determining the grouping and selecting the scope of the story theme, members of each digital story a storytelling group should collect the relevant text, pictures, songs, videos, and other materials according to the selected digital storytelling theme, and then compile the collected text into detailed story scripts. Members of the group cooperate with each other to draw simple plus prints and connect the story plots in series. Then the story group performs and adapts according to the story plus, uses PowerPoint or multimedia production software to make digital storytelling works and as appropriate videos and pictures. This has greatly trained the students' writing ability. And the last step, examination and evaluation of these stories. After the compilation of the digital story works, each group should show the digital story narrative works to classmates and teachers in the class. The display of students' digital story works need not be limited to the display inside the class, but also can upload the digital story narrative works to the internet or entertainment for us, so as to expand the digital story narrative to areas outside the class, enhance the influence of digital story narrative, and let more people discuss the appreciate the digital story narrative works together through the multimedia interactive platform of the internet. Okay, that's all for my presentation, and thank you for your